let's make lemonade. Okay. Let's go to work.
That's the signal. Go, 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 go. Six. It's beautiful. Mother Nature just pissed her pants, dude!
Start your day with a jolt of energy and no-holds-barred opinions. This is The Rush, where Travis Justice and Ross Peterson bring you bold, unfiltered, and uncensored takes on sports, life, and everything in between. Buckle up and let's go.
Radio show powered by Willis Automotive. Happy Monday, everybody, the 4th of August. If you're listening on the audio stream at therushradio.com, on the Rush Radio Android app, or the TuneIn app, thank you so much for joining us. Good morning, YouTubers. Good to have you in the community as you are always here each and every morning. If you haven't done so already, please hit subscribe to that channel, like this video, and, of course, start leaving your comments in the comments section. And don't forget to follow us on our wonderful social media channels, X, Facebook, and Instagram. Good morning, Ross Peterson. How are you doing there, buddy?
I'm doing wonderful, man. Doing wonderful. In fact, just read an article in the last 3 minutes that is one of those that really brightens my day and put a true smile on my face, a laugh in my heart, Travis.
Well,
and I'm able to share this one with you because we spent the last hour just kind of sitting here, and a lot of people are going to want to know about your weekend. We'll get into that, okay? But I did just in the last 3 minutes open up a headline, and I think this is absolutely hysterical, dude. This is so good, Trav. The Seattle Kraken decided to go shoot a fun promotional video. You know, they've got their big mascot, right? And they got this the Kraken mascot, right? And he just looks like it's like a light blue orb. They decided he's got blue hair. They decided they were going to go shoot a funny video. So they took their forward, John Hayden, and they thought, it would be a fun video if we got a video of John Hayden out there fly fishing in the Alaska River. And he's and we'll make it funny, and we'll have the Kraken out there with him. And they're in the Alaska River shooting this funny video. And a grizzly bear comes at them.
Do they get big? Do they get really big at that point? Do you go,
dude? They don't. I'm almost certain this is a grizzly bear. Let me look at it to see if this is not just a big brown bear. But I shared it. I thought it was so funny. I shared it on my socials there.
Okay, let's be honest with what you're saying though. I don't care if it's a brown bear, black bear, or grizzly bear. If it's a bear, you're probably peeing your pants regardless if it comes after you, right?
I am. Yes. I don't care what kind of bear it is. Is it one with claws and teeth? Is it one of those bears that has claws and teeth? I'm out. I don't like snakes.
I don't like spiders. I don't like spiders and snakes.
Yeah.
Little Dr. Hook.
And here's this thing that can stand up bigger than me, outweighs me by sometimes, tenfold. And is a killing machine.
That almost becomes the promotional video, right? Is like
the Kraken, dude. It is. There's an actual shot in the video of the bear approaching the Kraken, and the guy. And again, let's be honest. It's a guy inside of a mascot suit, right? Who's also pissing his pants. He can only see through the two holes, and he can hear everybody around him is like, bear, big bear, bear. He's like, he's trying to find it. Imagine what the bear thought too. That was my post was, there's a part of me that wonders what the bear thought when the bear came charging out of the woods and it saw 8 human beings and a mascot. The bear doesn't understand. The bear doesn't understand why that thing's hanging out with those things. Wait, I want to be part of the team. I want to be part.
Does the bear think that's like a toy? Oh, they got a toy for me to play with.
Yeah. Or the bear's like, they're taking auditions, man. They're putting animals in clothes now? Fellas. It is awesome. I'm so glad I found that. That's a fun way to start the Monday.
Stories he can go back and tell his family now. You're not going to believe what happened to me. Or he calls his agent and goes, "You put me on this promotional shoot, and a bear comes after me."
Dude, come on. This is the most exciting day in this mascot's life by 1,000. Tell me about the time you jumped off the trampoline. No, kids. Let me tell you about the time I got chased by a bear.
And the story's only going to get better as time goes by, right? I mean,
again, that guy is in a mascot suit. He has the fear that he had to have felt inside of there. He can't see anything, Travis. He can't see anything. And the other 8 adults around him are starting to panic and run away. And you can see out of 2 holes like this.
Starts running, bouncing off trees. Is it a blow up like inflatable mascot, or is it like
it's like it's just basically the head of the mascot, and then he's wearing fly fishing gear. I sent out I retweeted it. I sent it out on Facebook too, so you can check it out if you want. The Kraken mascot in the Alaska River when a bear comes at him. And again, maybe it's a brown bear. Maybe it's a grizzly bear. I know 100% it's a bear. I'm real good at identifying birds too, Travis.
Oh, really?
Yeah, if they're flying up in the air, those are birds. Yep.
If that happens, now they tell you to always get big with the bear. I don't know if I would do that.
Dude.
But, I mean, the water's probably not even a safe place because the bear is going to go in the water.
You're in Alaska. He wins.
Fair point.
And so there's like a little saying, okay? It's black, fight back, brown, lay down, white, say goodnight. Meaning, if you see a black bear, fight back. Stand, make yourself big. You go, hey, bear. Hey, bear. Hey, this is what they tell me. What I do when I see a bear, stay away. I stay away. I just stay away. Move away as slowly as possible, and then I get the hell out of that area. It's the bear's area. The brown lay down is if it's a grizzly bear, they say play dead is your best option. That's not what these guys did. Imagine if the Kraken would have just laid down in the river.
See, that'd be a good skit. Like if the Kraken goes like intermission ice, you bring a bear on ice out there and have it chase it around the ice. Probably that Kraken probably has post-traumatic stress syndrome. He's not going to want to see a bear again. He's going to run for his life. See,
the headline is just NHL player and mascot charged by bear while shooting video in Alaskan River. Oh, I thought it was the Alaska River. It's just an Alaskan River. I apologize. I thought it, but it all still works out the same. The video is freaking great. They're shooting the video, and all of a sudden the camera, it's like all on that you can tell, and all of a sudden the cameraman's like, "What's in the woods? What's in the woods? Something's coming out of the woods?" And here comes this grizzly bear, and they're all like, "Okay, all right, we're just gonna walk away. We'll walk away," and the bear keeps coming. All right, nobody panic. Nobody panic. Everybody just walk away, and then at one point in time, the thing, it's awesome. The image of the Kraken walking through the river with the bear behind him, and he's like, nobody got hurt. Nobody got hurt. That's if somebody would have got hurt, this would have been like, all right, this is a really, really, really stupid idea.
But in a way, it still would have been funny, right? If the Kraken would have got mauled,
It would have been. It
kind
kind
of would have been funny.
Except for the guy, because again, it's not a toy. It's a human. There's a real boy inside of there. He might have a family. They wouldn't think it was funny at all.
Credit the videographer who's shooting the commercial to keep rolling.
Yes, thank you. Thank you for that golden shot of getting them both into the same frame. Great. Award winning.
He must have come from like a news background because, if you didn't have that news background, you'd have been, I'm dropping the camera and I'm getting out of here. This guy's like, oh, I've got a news story on my hand. Matter of fact, more people will see this footage than they will the entire promo that we're trying to shoot.
Oh, yeah. Yeah. I would have never seen this, whatever they were going to do with this.
I've
That's
never encountered a bear like that. I've driven through Yellowstone Park, and I've seen buffalo, and I've seen antelope, and I think I've seen a bear maybe from like a long distance away, but never like up close. The zoo is the only place I've seen a bear up close.
Yeah. Yeah. Travis, we golf at blank a lot with my buddies, right? And we always have that conversation because when you golf at blank golf course, there are several holes that are literally adjacent to the zoo. There's a fence. You can hear the monkeys. We always have the conversation. What if you're lined up over your 7-iron, and all of a sudden you hear something come over the fence.
Here comes an elephant.
Here comes a tiger. Here comes 3 monkeys over the top of the fence. What do you do? You get your 7-iron. I'll tell you what you do. You go full Kraken. That's what you do. You go full Kraken.
Monkeys, I'm not panicking about. If it's a little monkey.
What? If it's a what?
If it's a monkey, I'm not really panicking at that point. If it's a gorilla, I'm probably. But if it's just a little monkey.
If it's just, I'm not messing with any monkey. Or the Clyde, the orangutan from what was that called? What was the Clint Eastwood movie? Any Which Way But Loose. Yeah. And oh wow, there was a sequel?
Oh yeah. There was a sequel.
Look at you. All right, let's get to the real reason people are tuning in this morning.
Are they really? Are they tuning in for that? Maybe. Okay. I'm officially a grandpa. Happened Saturday morning. No, Saturday afternoon. She had 25 hours of labor. 25 hours of labor. And they finally had to. I'm probably divulging much more than she wants me to, but that's what.
Well, don't get in trouble here.
I'm not going to get in trouble. Yeah. I mean, she ended up having a C-section, right? I mean, the doctor came in and said, "Hey, you gave it 150%. Your cervix just isn't moving, all right." And what that means is she's not dilating to where the baby can come out. So they finally did a C-section, and then we got to see she has preeclampsia, which is high blood pressure, and this is pretty common in a lot of women. And matter of fact, her aunts had it. Her aunt Dana, her aunt Laura, both went through this, which is good because you're giving some advice here. We're able to give, find some close-up advice. But I tell you what, this baby is as cute as a button, and her name is Sutton. The name surprised me. I was not, we did not know what the name was. We knew we were having a granddaughter, but we didn't know what the name was. Only 2 people knew what the name was outside of Abigail and Will, and that was Greta. Greta was able to keep a secret. If you need somebody to keep a secret, my daughter Greta is number 1. Me, not so much. I won't keep a secret because it'll be like, hey, I have a secret. Don't tell anybody. But, once you tell one person, then it's like network.
It's not marketing. A secret.
It's not a secret.
It's not a secret no more.
Greta was able to keep that secret for a long time. So Sutton, Agnes, which is my wife's grandmother's name, May Turner. Sutton Agnes May is her name. And I came to know this. I go, where'd you come up with Sutton? And it means Southern Homestead. So here they are in Mississippi. And her name is.
It has a Southern. Sutton sounds like a Southern name to me.
Yeah.
I don't know what that means. But that's cool that it means Southern Homesteads. Sutton.
So because of the preeclampsia, because of the high blood pressure, once it starts to elevate, they kick everybody out of the room. So I've only got to go in the room once, or I guess twice. I got to go in for like 5 minutes yesterday, and her blood pressure shot up again. See, I have that effect on people. As soon as I walk in the room, the blood pressure shoots up, and I'm like,
yeah.
it's me. But we were able to send Will home for a little bit. And Jeanette got to stay with
Abigail last night.
Yeah,
good.
Feedback. Yes.
Oh, sorry. Okay.
But I'll tell you what. You know who jumps into action? You know how those motherly instincts. It's Anjanette.
Oh, duh. Oh, yeah.
Loves babies.
Yeah. How are you doing?
I'm fine. It's weird because not being able to go in the room. Greta and I kind of walked around Oxford yesterday. Spent some time in a hotel room.
I think about this now because Greta and Mary are with you also.
Well, Mary went back to New Orleans, so Mary drove up on Saturday and went back yesterday because she's got to work. So it was me and Greta hanging out, which was fine. We went and got a little ice cream. But
Greta's in the same boat you are, right? Where she's only been able to see her a couple times, and
yes,
man.
Yeah,
okay.
But I tell you what, Abigail told her mom yesterday. She goes, "Hey, I'm going through all this. I'm glad you guys are here, just for that." Will's great. I mean, but they're both going through this for the very first time. We were lucky enough to go through it 4 times. So just having that support and everything is really cool. But it's awesome. It's awesome,
dude. And when you're going through it that first time, Travis, that's nice that she recognizes that. You got a smart girl. You got smart kids. It's smart for her to be able to recognize what a comfort that is to have you guys close, for even if it's just for a period of time here. Man, when you are a new parent, all of this stuff is so scary. It's I remember. I mean, and this is scary stuff. What she's dealing with is scary, important stuff. When the doctors are saying, "Hey, we're going to keep you around for a while and keep monitoring you," that gets scary. Eli had jaundice. That's like it's like the most common thing that can happen with a baby. It basically means the baby's needs like a suntan. It's got some stuff going on. Needs a Billy Rubin light, basically. Needs to be in this like tanning bed for a couple days, and it'll be totally fine. It's very, very, very common. When it happens to you and you're a new parent, it's crushing. What did we do wrong? And I think every parent, with every little thing that happens, you beat yourself up and you're like, oh, everybody else did it and it went just fine. And now I do it and I screwed it up. And then you realize, oh no, everybody else had these problems too. And great to have you guys there. Nice that Will was able to get a little bit of time away from the hospital, because that's important too. You only have a few days, literally hours, where you have this much help in your life with that baby. With people, by the way, that know way more than you do. They know way more than you do about babies. So this is a good time for Will to be like, okay, I can go home and relax for a minute, take a breath, which he probably didn't. Probably went home and, as we all know, laid in bed with his eyes wide open, worried about his baby and his wife.
Now, I made Will's day, I think, because when the baby's born, the baby gets inundated with presents. The mom gets inundated with presents. So I came in on Saturday, and I presented him with a bottle of Knob Creek cask strength single barrel bourbon from Central City Liquors and the Rush Radio Show.
I've heard, Travis, it's how you say you love someone. I've heard that. The locals have said that it's how you say you love someone. That you don't officially love someone until you buy them a bottle of Knob Creek cask strength, the Rush Radio barrel pick from Central City Liquors. I don't know. I think that's a little strong. I'm not saying it, but locals are saying it.
And he was so touched, he told Abigail that that this will be the bourbon only for special occasions. And I'm like, oh. And instead of just opening it up and downing the whole bottle, he's like, we're only going to drink this on very special occasions. I'm like,
And Travis says, let me tell you how I did this when I was a new dad.
well, because it used to be, remember the tradition used to be, get the dad cigars. Let's go smoke cigars.
Yeah.
I don't think Will's a big cigar smoker. I'm not even a big cigar smoker, but I thought, a bottle of bourbon.
Oh.
Of course, I had to tell Antoinette, you got to go, and I actually bought that. It wasn't that I got that for free. I actually paid for that bottle of bourbon.
You.
Had to make it all about me. Had to remind her that I did pay for that too. It wasn't that I got it for free.
Travis, real talk here for a second, right? What's the good of doing good if you can't tell people about it?
Exactly.
What's the point of being nice if you can't tell people, look at how nice I am?
Look at this. I actually spent my own money on this.
My best trait is my humility.
But the good news is, if you want a bottle of cask strength single barrel Knob Creek bourbon that is available at Central City Liquors with the Rush Radio Show label on it, in the Rush with Travis and Ross, they're still
some saying the only way to say you love someone.
Yes, these make perfect gifts. If you have somebody that's bringing a baby into their life, if you have somebody that just likes really good bourbon, Central City Liquors still has bottles available. If you were able to join us on Friday at Central City Liquors, thank you so much for coming out. I know we had some technical difficulties, but I don't know if you noticed, I got everything kind of straightened out. I went through and I got it up on the podcast, okay. Then I got it up on the YouTube. It took a while for that to happen because YouTube wasn't processing very quick, but it's all like normal now, which is good. And
it is.
I do have to thank my son Owen because his dad, which is me, is technically an idiot, and in a lot of ways. But when it comes to technology, I'm really an idiot. And I woke him up at like 5:15 today, only to have him go, "Dad, Jesus, you don't need any of this stuff. Hit this button." I'm like, oh. Okay, I'm going to need you on Thursday because we're going to go live from the State Fair on Friday, and I'll need you then. We'll redo this conversation. He gets frustrated with me. He does. He gets really, really frustrated with me.
It's so funny. When I was up in Canada, you got a chance one morning to eavesdrop on my life for just a moment there, and hear my buddies kind of having a conversation on the deck there. That just eavesdropping on them. I got this morning just to eavesdrop on you and Owen. That was fun.
Did you notice how I'm like, you could just tell in my voice, I'm sorry, I don't mean to bother you. Don't yell at me. Don't yell at me. Please don't yell at me. I'm not in the mood to get yelled at this morning. I just want to make sure the show goes off without a hitch. That's all I'm asking.
When he finally was able to diagnose the problem, and he literally had this moment of oh, Dad, you're doing too much. That was a funny.
Yeah. Hilarious.
Oh, Jesus. Just shut it down.
Yeah.
Hilarious, he says. Oh, yeah. Yeah, fun. Real fun.
Well, he's trying to diagnose a problem for a problem that really wasn't there because, and he's like, I can't diagnose this if you're not doing it this way.
Dude, I did something over the weekend that I've only done a handful of times in my life. We've had this conversation. Is it okay if I steal these last 3 minutes before we go to break?
Absolutely.
Okay. I did something that I rarely do. But you and I had this conversation a few weeks ago about expectation and then what reality. And that expectation's the number one ingredient for success and happiness and all that. What do you think is going to happen when you walk in? Dude, I don't get excited about movies. I don't care about Hollywood. I don't let myself get like, oh, this movie's going to be fantastic. I did a little bit.
You went to a movie?
I did. I tried to go to a movie. I want to be real clear.
Did you walk out of the movie?
I left the movie.
Wow.
It was that far from what I was hoping it was going to be. It was embarrassingly bad. And I went into it with a good mood. It's not one of these things where it was like, well, if I look back on it, I'd had a bad meal and I would gotten a fight with Courtney before I walked it. No, we we had nothing happening on Saturday, and I said, oh, you know what I want to do? And the kids don't. I asked the kids if they wanted to go see Superman. I really love Superman, and I would love to go see this movie. I saw the previews for it. It looks good. I'm excited about it. I've seen some people that watched it, and they were like, this is fantastic. One of my buddy Steve Dace, who's a huge Superman fan, he went like 3 times. He's like, this movie is fantastic. And so I went in with huge expectations. Travis, it's embarrassingly bad. It's bad acting. It's bad CGI. It's bad. Every part of it. Bradley Cooper, it plays this weird, he's Superman's dad, speaking this gibberish language, whatever, but it's embarrassingly bad. Walked out 20 minutes in. I mean, it was probably 5 minutes in. I looked over at Courtney and I said, this is really bad.
Did you have your kids with you?
No.
Okay, I thought you were taking the kids to see Superman as well.
No. I wanted to take the kids. I asked the kids if they would go with me, and they were like, Dad, we don't have any interest. So they were with their mom this weekend. So we went on a whim, kind of like, hey, we should do this tonight. That'd be fun. Dude, we walked out. 5 minutes in, I'm like, wow, this is bad. 10 minutes in, I'm like, oh, this is really bad. The CGI is bad. The acting is bad. Every part of it. And finally, 20 minutes in, I'm like, I'm not going to enjoy this. Now by that point, the cynic has kicked in, and I'm not even enjoying the movie. Now I can't even enjoy the movie. I'm criticizing every single element of it now. 20 minutes in, I'm just like, this is what Hollywood's doing now. Travis, I'm not kidding. I've seen better AI videos. Way better. Way better. Videos on Twitter of rabbits jumping on trampolines, or
you've seen those too?
Horses, all this stuff that you can see on AI now that's just like, holy cow, that's scary how real that looks. And we get this really awful Superman.
See, to me, Superman will always be Christopher Reeves. It will always be Superman 1. And even though the CGI was, 1978 or 79, I could accept that because it was bad. Now, this was an expensive date for you for a short date, because it's probably $10-12 to get into a movie. Did you get
it was like $8-9. We did not. We'd had dinner at, actually, this is a good story for Bruno. We had a dinner at the Iowa Tap Room. Get down there on Saturday night, dude, and it was like the place is full. We didn't have to wait. We sat out on the patio. It was perfect, but the place is full. My buddy Tim is the manager there, and saw him, gave him a hug. I'm like, dang, dude, place is hopping. Is this because of Hinterland or the fair or what? And he looks around and goes, we're not even on a wait yet. This isn't even busy.
We're not being pushed.
I asked him about the fair, though. He did say that they do get a little bit more of a crowd because of the fair. So that's cool.
Speaking of the fair, the Rush Radio Show is taking on the Iowa State Fair. We're going to be live at JR Southpork Ranch on Friday, August 8th. We're going to broadcast from JR Southpork Ranch. You can enjoy some JR's breakfast favorite while you listen to us. Make sure, and I can ask Brooks, because Brooks is going to be joining us at 7:30, if you can get into the fair that early. Can you get into the fair that early? Now, they do have breakfast, so if you get to the fair at like 8, 9 o'clock, the JR's does have breakfast, but I don't know if people can get in and watch us or not. I'm going to have to ask.
We'll have to ask about that. Don't forget about the AE party balls, and this year the chicken pickle ranch rock. Am I saying that right? The chicken pickle ranch rocket.
That's right.
If you say it right once, it rolls off the tongue after that. Chicken pickle ranch rocket.
I think 49 musical acts this year at the fair. I mean, you think of kind of some of those other stages around were popular. JR's is becoming like one of the most popular music venues at the Iowa State Fair as well. So when you hit the Iowa State Fair, which starts this week, make sure to visit JR Southpork Ranch. We're going to be live at JR Southpork Ranch Friday from 6 to 8. So come out and see us and have a good time.
He does say enjoy some JR's breakfast favorite while you listen to us.
Yeah.
So maybe that's just for the folks that are in the campground. We're going to be big in the campground.
That's right. But Brooks Reynolds going to be joining us at 7:30 here on the Rush Radio Show, powered by Willis Automotive.
The Rush Radio is now on the free TuneIn app, allowing you to enjoy the show on Apple products and Android Auto. Download the free TuneIn app and search The Rush Radio to take Travis and Ross wherever you go.
Your house wasn't built for bats, birds, or raccoons, but try telling them that. At Bats and Bugs Pest Solutions, we've been helping Iowans take back their homes for over 20 years. We use cost-effective, eco-friendly methods to solve wildlife and pest problems the right way. Whether it's bats in your attic, birds in the vents, raccoons in your chimney, or moles in your yard, we have long-term solutions. Call Bats and Bugs Pest Solutions today at 515-218-3400, and let's make sure your home doesn't become their home.
The Royal Mile, where everyone's a wee bit British. The Royal Mile is downtown Des Moines' living room with classic pub favourites. Pair them with a glass of whiskey or an expertly poured Guinness. It's bloody brilliant. The Royal Mile, a proper British pub.
There's always something new at Fong's Pizza. The patio is open and ready for you, your friends, and an ever-changing menu of tiki drinks. Or try our new noodle dishes alongside your favorite slice. It's all happening this summer at the new Fong's in the East Village.
Thinking about buying a home? Get pre-approved in 30 minutes with Gary Presnell at Northwest Bank in Des Moines. Gary offers first-time home buyers programs, VA, FHA, IFA, and conventional loans. Call Gary at 515-975-6767 or find his profile at nw.bank. Member FDIC Equal Housing Lender.
You know, Brian, at Central City, we really do have the best selection around.
I know. High-quality stuff you can't find anywhere else.
Whistle Pig Plantation Rum.
Yeah, and over 150 of the best scotches on earth.
And a ton of bitters, mixers, and more.
You know what we are? High class.
Definitely high class, yeah.
Make way for the natty.
Okay, maybe medium class.
Central City Liquor is home of the 10% cash coupon.
And the Wooden Nickel program.
A fuel choice that even rivals can agree on? Now that's worth the hype. Cheaper, cleaner, and homegrown. Pump it up with unleaded 88.
After Hawkeye football games this fall, Travis and Ross are right where they belong, with you taking your calls and giving unfiltered feedback. Right after Hawkeye football games, it's the Black and Gold Rush on the rushradio.com, the TuneIn app, and on YouTube.
The heat of summer is here. Have you had your vehicle safety inspected lately? With any service at Willis Chevy, we include a free multi-point inspection along with a video multi-point inspection. Our GM certified technicians will check your fluids, tires, suspension, brakes, and everything else underneath your vehicle. Come see us today for your inspection to make sure your vehicle is ready for that road trip or ready for the kids to go back to school. Schedule online today at willischevy.com.
There's a new spin on casual dining near Drake University. Lucky Horse Beer and Burgers. Craveable faves, flatbreads, delicious burgers, frozen cocktails, and a crazy cool vibe. Get to Lucky Horse Beer and Burgers today.
The best bread is made from scratch, freshly baked with locally sourced ingredients and love. At Big Sky Bakery, we take great pride in our delicious products. We know you'll enjoy them almost as much as we enjoy baking them. Find us at the downtown Des Moines Farmers Market every Saturday.
Back like a rash you thought was gone. Travis and Ross aren't contagious, but they are addictive. It's the Rush Radio Show, powered by Willis Automotive.
Welcome back to the Rush Radio Show, powered by Willis Automotive. You saw that Big Sky Bakery ad. We want to thank Steve at Big Sky Bakery for donating the cinnamon rolls last Friday at Central City Liquors. Somebody, I posted those, or Chris Meharry posted those on Facebook on his photos that he took, and we want to thank Chris Meharry for coming out as well. Somebody's like, where do I get those cinnamon rolls? I said, Big Sky Bakery. That's where you go. Big Sky.
Oh, they're so good, dude. They were so good. Yeah, gave us like 3 boxes of cinnamon rolls. Everybody that came through was able to get a cinnamon roll. I think people that came through that weren't even had. In fact, I know. Remember what happened when as we were leaving, dude? Central City is such an awesome place. Like I've told you many times, just go there and pay attention. Just go there and open your ears and eyes for 5 minutes, and you'll just walk out of there and go, "Oh cow!"
So much.
Do you remember what happened for relief?
Well, I remember one thing, and that is Brian's dad was getting ready to kick Ray out of the store because he thought Ray was a bum. So the Reverend Ray was hanging out the whole time, dropped a mushroom live on the air behind us, and because he was microdosing.
He microdosed. Let's not drop mushroom. Makes it sound like the guy's over here hero dosing. Come on.
But the old man was going to like kick Ray out because he's like, we got to get this bum out of here. Here he is in his pajamas, got his Indians lid on, and he was going to kick him out.
Yeah, plastic little kid's batting helmet. And then he was running with his pajamas on. I love it. Like Ray he goes, I got up in a get up. I love him, man.
But what else went down right before we left?
So one of the customers comes in and she was like, "Oh, cinnamon rolls. Oh my gosh." And there were a handful left, right? And so obviously the guys are like, "Hey, take them. Take as many as you'd like." And so this lady's like, "Oh, I think I'll take one. You know what? I should probably get a second one for my boyfriend. You know what? He's a big guy. He's probably going to want 2." You know, and I think she ended up with 4 cinnamon rolls on her plate, right? And there is this feeling that you're getting off of it, like, oh, this is breakfast. This is breakfast for this lady and her husband and her boyfriend. So I'm gathering my stuff up, and I thank you guys so much, and she gets out the door, and I'm like, that's community service right there. We just helped that lady out. I walk out, she's rolling out in her Range Rover. She's just rolling, bouncing out of the parking lot. I'm like, holding my gear. She didn't need those cinnamon rolls.
Maybe she did.
She did. Maybe she did.
Maybe that's why she's driving a Range Rover.
Dude, that could be. That, most people, that's the way it is, right? Because most people are like, man, I got a friend with money and he doesn't ever spend it. Yeah, that's why he has it.
It's amazing what happens when you don't spend the money.
Yeah.
Cheap ass. Hey, don't forget that here in Iowa, we grow corn, but the truth is corn grows Iowa. Corn benefits the entire state. It feeds our livestock, nourishes our family, and provides homegrown, clean-burning, unleaded 88 for our vehicles. Pump it up with unleaded 88. Go to iowacorn.org to learn more. And speaking of Iowa corn, Ross was at the Iowa Corn 350 yesterday, the NASCAR race. Is that the first time you've ever seen a cup race in person?
Yes. Yeah, it's awesome experience, dude. I'm glad that we're getting into this because I've got a lot to share with you here. I had a really, really cool experience yesterday. It happened in a flash. We weren't anticipating to go. Yesterday morning, woke up and our buddy Jeff Klein from Choice Creative sent a text to a group of guys that said, "Hey, I happened to run into some tickets," and some things got shuffled around. It wasn't until about 12:30 that I knew I was going to be able to actually go with my dad and my son. So it was me and Courtney and my dad and my son. My dad, huge NASCAR fan. And my son, who used to watch races with my dad, he is still a fan, but he's much more of an F1 fan. But anyway, he looked at this as a cool opportunity to go to a race with his grandpa. So we got over to Newton. Maybe luckily we got there pretty close. We got there at like 1:30. Flag drop is at green flag is at 2:30. Took us minutes, Travis. We literally no traffic. Got off the interstate, pulled into the parking lot. My dad is handicapped, so we had a handicap sticker that got us up real close to the track. We were able to park easily. Got into the seats that we had were near the top of the track. So we got my dad into like a handicap seating so he wouldn't have to climb the stairs. So he and Eli sat down there. We got there just in time for the green flag. It was a really fun experience. Got to hang out in the Iowa Corn hospitality suite for a little while through some of Courtney's connections. Her dad and stepmom were working with Iowa Corn. So awesome, dude. Had a really fun time. The track was packed. The weather was incredible. The racing was good. There were a lot of yellow flags. There were
12 caution flags yesterday.
12 cautions. Wow. Yeah, because they said 10 right before the 11th happened. Okay, so that 12 before it was all said and done. And then my dad, with about 20 laps left, my dad was ready to go. And so they ended up finding us, and we got out of there, and the race ended as we were pulling out of the parking lot, and it was a great day. I will tell you some of the fun things that I did, though, okay?
Okay.
So I'm in line to get a tenderloin. And while we're in line, race is happening, and one of the yellow flags happens. You can hear the announcers, "Oh, and we've got action on the track. They're spinning out and through blah, blah, blah." And this couple is standing behind me in line for the tenderloins, and the guy says, man, it's too bad." He kind of has a southern accent. He goes, "Too bad they don't have more monitors out here for us to watch what's happening." Because they did at the north end of the concourse, they had one giant TV screen that was presented by Happy Can. That's one of the weed drink things.
Okay.
So Happy Can had this giant TV screen at the north end of the concourse, but the concourse kind of has a banana shape to it, right? It's got this little bend to it. So at the north end, you can't see it all the way through the concourse. That makes sense?
Yeah.
So where we were at, you couldn't see the one screen that was there. And so I said to the guy, yeah, they've got one screen, but it's all the way at the end of the concourse. And he says to me, "Yep, just one of the many things that this track is lacking, huh?" And at first, I kind of played dumb. Okay, now this turns in. I promise this is a compliment to the Iowa Speedway and all of that, because I took advantage of that opportunity. I kind of sat there for a few minutes, and I just kind of played dumb and shook my head and turned back around. The line was pretty long, so I knew I was going to be there for a few minutes. So I kind of debated with myself whether or not to have this conversation, and finally I'm like, screw it. So I turned around. I'm like, "Hey, can I pick your brain while we're waiting in line? Because this is my very first Cup race. I'm an Iowa boy, born and raised. This is the only track I've ever been to. As soon as the engine's fired up, my girlfriend said she wants to go to the race in Kansas. What does this speedway not have that others do?" And he and his wife were awesome. They ended up, I was picking up on a southern accent. They're actually from Minneapolis. And yeah, and they go to NASCAR races all over the country. He said, there are some things that this track doesn't have that it would be very easy to fix, and there are some things that this track doesn't have that it's impossible and can never fix. The easy fixes. He says, number one, the monitors like this. He says, when you're out here on the concourse trying to go to the bathroom, get food, whatever, you still want to be able to see the action. So there needs to be more monitors out here on the concourse for people to be able to watch. He says, the one thing that's different about this track, and this is all hearsay. I don't know any of what I'm about to tell you to be fact. He said the biggest difference between this track and other NASCAR tracks is the bag policy. Here, you can bring in a bag. You can bring in a backpack cooler, okay? But it can only have water. At other NASCAR tracks, you can bring in whatever you want to pack into that pack. If you want to pack in snacks and food and beer, that's fine. And he says, and trust me, people still pack this concourse and buy stuff out here. You only bring in, so you're here all day.
Because you can only fit so much into a backpack cooler.
You can only fit so much in there, and you're only going to have so many Busch Lights or whatever it is until you go get a snack. Or you're still going to go out. He says that was really frustrating as a NASCAR fan that this bag policy was that much different than others. So those were two things that he said would be easy fixes that would make the experience a little bit more enjoyable. The never can fixes, okay? And then there's a third category too, Trav, of don't need to fix. The never can fix is you're in the middle of nowhere. It's Newton, Iowa. We know this. This gentleman stays in Altoona when they come to the Iowa Speedway, and in previous years they used to stay in West Des Moines because that's where they could actually find stuff to do. I mean, which makes sense. There was restaurants, there were places to go, and comedy shows and things like that in West Des Moines. So they used to stay in West Des Moines. Now they stay in Altoona. Travis, that's still a 30-minute drive.
Oh, absolutely.
Okay. So those were the never fixes are there's just not a lot, and you're not going to build infrastructure around the track for one weekend a year. Okay.
Let me counter the never fix, and I don't disagree with it. And that is, I think that what makes that track kind of unique. And if it was, and it is so close to Des Moines and Altoona that I think a 30-minute drive to a track isn't absurd, right? So it's not like it's an hour in the middle of nowhere. It's a half hour in the middle of nowhere. I think that makes when you drive by an 80, you're like, oh man, there's this big track out in the middle of nowhere. It kind of adds to that mystique of it. That's just my opinion.
Again, and they had the logistics down. It was 30 minutes door to door. From my house in Des Moines, 30 minutes to get to the track and back. So they got that. That was, you're right, half hour. Honestly, you could be in Kansas City and it's going to take you 30 minutes to get from where you are if you're lucky.
Yeah.
In most of those big cities, that's a great point. That 30-minute drive but it feels longer because you got to go through that 15 miles of cornfield, right?
Yeah. Yeah.
Okay. But here was the one that kind of surprised me. Because he even said, we thought about coming down last week for the IndyCar race, but we decided against doing that. And I said, well, what made that decision? Because I said, did you guys see last week? It didn't look anything like this. And he goes, yeah. He says, I think that the mistake that they made a couple years ago, I think the mistake that these tracks make sometimes is thinking that they have to have some sort of great concert to bring the people in. And I said, well, that's one of the things that I thought. I thought that last year there were these amazing concerts around it, and that brought people out here. And he seemed to imply that for race fans, that's not, you don't want to buy a ticket to a concert where a race happens.
I totally get that. However, you're trying to attract non-race fans to become race fans.
Yeah. Yes. He said the reason we didn't buy tickets for the IndyCar is because that was more of a concert with a race happening, and we're race fans. And so I'm just repeating these things that I had this really wonderful conversation with him for about 5-10 minutes while we were waiting for our tenderloin. And then I had an awesome tenderloin and it had a wonderful time at the Iowa Speedway yesterday.
Maybe we can get Eric Peterson on who's running the Iowa Speedway now and bring up, what can be fixed and just get his opinion about that, because Eric talked a lot on Thursday about the fan experience and optimizing that fan experience and bring those up and say, hey, what's the thinking behind this? Because if other tracks let you bring in beer and snacks, I don't know why this track wouldn't. The monitor situation, I get it, but sometimes, Ross, you go, okay, where do you want to put your investment? And if you are guaranteed to get a race back, that's one thing. But if you are kind of like on this, well, we got to wait till the end of the year to find out if we're going to get a race next year, you're like, do we put that into infrastructure.
And did you hear? They announced at the end of the race it's coming back.
Oh, really? I did not.
They announced again. I'm 95% sure on that.
But you know what? When you sell out that and you support it, that's a good thing. I love it. I absolutely love it. Now, Byron won yesterday. He had to play some gas management, man. He had to play some serious gas management. He went the last 144 laps, Ross, without taking a pit stop. And he's had gas problems earlier in the season. I think he's dropped out of 2 races because he ran out of gas. Don't forget, Byron won the Daytona 500 earlier, but he went the last 144 laps without taking a pit. He benefited from some of those caution stops, right? They had 12 caution flags yesterday. Those cautions allowed him to conserve a little bit of fuel, and he was able to hold on and get the win. He led 141 of the 350 laps yesterday. Here's what I find interesting about William Byron. He's now won all 3 series at the Iowa Speedway. He won the Truck Series in 2016. He won the Xfinity Series in 2017. Won the NASCAR race yesterday. You know what he credited his success at the Iowa Speedway to? Just take a guess.
I
found this interesting. He goes, when I was a kid, the race schedule tied in perfectly with the iRacing schedule. He goes, I used to drive this track all the time on iRacing. He goes, I have thousands upon thousands of laps on this track. Now, physically, no, but virtually, yes.
Holy cow, that's cool in a couple ways. Number one, just on the surface, using that iRacing and how close that simulation is to reality. That those thousands of hours, thousands of laps, it can help you out in real life. That's super cool that those iRacing things are that neat. Okay, can I tell you the other part that blows my mind? And some of the guys in the chat are beating me to it. Oh my God, are we old? Oh my God, are we old? That track has been around that long? That track has been around that long. That a guy that's winning races there now is like, yeah, when I was a kid, this thing was had already been modeled into computers and
iRacing.
Why do that something about that sentence made me feel like I'm 75 years old.
Well, wait till you become a grandpa, and you'll really feel it. I was walking around a bookstore yesterday in Oxford, right? We went to this kid's, and it was like how to babysit a grandpa. And so, and it's basically how a grandpa entertains but I'm like, they illustrate the grandpa as this really old dude, glasses, bald, gray hair. Okay, I've got glasses, I'm bald, I've got gray hair, but I didn't look like this grandpa. I'm like, they're stereotyping there. They're stereotyping what a grandpa looks like. I don't look like that.
Yeah.
But, yeah.
Make grandpas great again, Trav. That should be your new.
Exactly. Maybe I should get a shirt that says that. Make grandpas great again. Ross,
grandpas have always been great.
We do have a first-time listener to the Rush today. First-time listener. So if you are watching on YouTube, I'm going to describe this for the audio listeners. I'm holding up a picture of my granddaughter who's up this morning listening to her grandfather listen to the Rush radio show. Got to start him young.
So let me ask, since I know Abigail's listening, is Sutton Agnes May? When I first saw that, and I saw the Sutton Agnes May, is Sam a nickname?
It's interesting because Greta's already calling her Suddy. It's calling her.
Oh, Suddy. Okay. See, nicknames are something you don't get to pick or plan.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? You don't.
Yeah.
So I didn't know if that was something that, because that again, my brain just saw Sutton Agnes May, and I was like, oh, I wonder if they'll use Sam as a nickname. And then,
I know. I think Abigail and Mary have started calling her Button. So she's like, I'm already planning her Halloween costume like as a button. Cute
When you introduced it at the very beginning, you said Sutton cute as a button. I was like, oh, that's a great way to remember that. Travis, she is adorable, dude. She is such a cute little baby.
Aren't all babies cute? Because Anjanette walked in the room. She goes,
dude.
At least she's not ugly. And Anjanette said that. She goes, oh, she's not ugly.
Listen, let's just be real for a minute. I'm not being rude. It's a very real thing. And Abigail said no to Sam. That's exactly why I wanted to ask. Because my brain's on, and I'm like, that's either going to be a yes or no. Okay. Are all babies cute? At about 10 weeks, yes. All babies are adorable. There's not at about 10 weeks, all babies are cute. At 2 hours, there's a very distinct difference.
I would agree with you on that.
Okay. And I'm not being mean here. But when you go with a C-section, I have two kids. I had one that was born cesarean, one that was born naturally, vaginally. Okay, there's a difference.
There is, because when you're born vaginally, you are going through the tightest hole you can imagine, right? I mean, that head's just getting torqued on. It went through a battle.
It did. And so, Sutton is adorable, cute as a button. Good way to put it.
I get to see her today. So
Sean said my youngest was the ugliest baby I'd ever seen. Cute now, and that's okay to say.
Yes,
that's okay. It's not rude to the baby. By the way, the baby, even though it can feel things, doesn't have feelings yet. Okay, you can't hurt the baby's feelings by saying, and you're not going to hurt an adult's feelings by saying, "Wow, you were an ugly baby." Nobody would that hurt your feelings if somebody said, "That's you as a baby"? Oh my God, you're an ugly baby. Would that hurt your feelings?
Maybe a little bit. Just because I'm that vain, and I'd be like, "Oh, I wasn't ugly."
Patrick, C-section babies don't look like they were in a bar fight. That's a good one.
That's the best way to put it. It's so true.
10 days in. 10 days or 10 weeks, but all babies are adorable. Oh my God, the innocence. It's just amazing. Abigail, I do want to tell you something while you're listening here. One of my favorite things of being a parent was watching my parents be grandparents. Watching my mom and dad with my kids was one of the greatest things I ever experienced in my life. Those first couple of months, years, it's when you hand that baby off, watch your mom and dad.
Oh, she's watched her mom. It's motherly instincts and now grandmotherly instincts are simply amazing. I was watching her yesterday going, are you kidding me? No wonder she, I say this all the time. The only thing we fight about is that we didn't have more kids. Because she's like, we should have had 8. We should have had 8. Why didn't we have 8? I don't know. My wife could be a mother like year round and life round. I mean, if she was able to still conceive, into her 70s, she'd be like, let's pop out another one. Let's go. Let's go. Let's go.
And I know we're up against it. Can I tell everybody the story about what happened Saturday night?
Sure.
About our text exchange? All right. So Courtney and I are out for dinner, and all of a sudden I get a text. Hey, man, I'm a grandpa. No way. This is amazing. This is great. And so now we're at dinner, so my phone is there, and then all of a sudden it's like, you got an image from Travis Justice. I'm like, oh, this is going to be a photo of Sutton. Here we go. And I open the text, and I'm like showing the phone to Courtney, and I click the message, and it's a picture of Travis and Anjanette. Why didn't he send me a picture of the baby? So then pretty soon I'm like, oh, everybody okay? And he's like, yeah, we're okay. Have you seen the baby? Wait. Can you fill me at the pretty soon? Image. Here we go. I got an image from Travis. Hey, Courtney, check this out. Here's an image. Open it up. It's food.
We hadn't seen her at that point. We had to leave the hospital. So let's go eat.
Expectation, reality. You sent me like 3. Well, you sent me 2 photos of food. And finally I wrote back and I said, hey man, I love the photos of food. I am anticipating photos of your baby. And then Anjanette fired one off too. She's like, here, random food photo from Anjanette. Just
515-517-2303. That's the number to call. Yes, we do have the phone lines open. Brooks Reynolds from JR Southpork Ranch going to be joining us at 7:30 as the State Fair kicks off this week. We'll talk about what's going on at JR Southpork Ranch. Lots going on at JR's. That's kind of like the hub now. That's where everybody congregates for lobster, for chicken pickle ranch, for music, you name it. Brooks Reynolds at 7:30 on the Rush Radio Show, powered by Willis Automotive.
The Rush Radio is now on the free TuneIn app, allowing you to enjoy the show on Apple products and Android Auto. Download the free TuneIn app and search The Rush Radio to take Travis and Ross wherever you go.
Your house wasn't built for bats, birds, or raccoons, but try telling them that. At Bats and Bugs Pest Solutions, we've been helping Iowans take back their homes for over 20 years. We use cost-effective, eco-friendly methods to solve wildlife and pest problems the right way. Whether it's bats in your attic, birds in the vents, raccoons in your chimney, or moles in your yard, we have long-term solutions. Call Bats and Bugs Pest Solutions today at 515-218-3400, and let's make sure your home doesn't become their home.
Cars basically do 3 things. They go, they stop, and they turn. If any of those aren't working right, bring your Infiniti into Willis Infiniti and you'll get $50 off per axle brakes to help it stop, and you'll get $25 off an alignment to help it turn. Then you can go with peace of mind. Give us a call or visit us online at willisinfinity.com to schedule your appointment today.
After Hawkeye football games this fall, Travis and Ross are right where they belong, with you taking your calls and giving unfiltered feedback. Right after Hawkeye football games, it's the Black and Gold Rush on therushradio.com, the TuneIn app, and on YouTube.
A fuel choice that even rivals can agree on? Now that's worth the hype. Pump it up with unleaded 88.
Largest selection of German beer in the world? You'll find it at the Hessen House. From Doppelbock to Oktoberfest to Hefeweizens and Dunkels, there's no passport needed for the deliciously different beer and food at the Hessen House. So grab your friends and make it a fun night out. The Hessen House, 4th and Court, Des Moines.
You know, Brian, at Central City, we really do have the best selection around.
I know, high quality stuff you can't find anywhere else.
Whistle Pig Plantation Rum.
Yeah, and over 150 of the best scotches on earth.
And a ton of bitters, mixers, and more.
You know what we are? High class.
Definitely high class, yeah.
Make way for the natty.
Okay, maybe medium class.
Central City Liquor is home of the 10% cash coupon.
And the Wooden Nickel program.
Back like a rash you thought was gone. Travis and Ross aren't contagious, but they are addictive. It's the Rush Radio Show, powered by Willis Automotive.
Hour number 2 of the Rush Radio Show, powered by Willis Automotive. If you're listening on the audio stream at therushradio.com, on the Rush Radio Android app, or the TuneIn app, thank you. If you're wondering where to find those apps, well, if you're an Android user, just go to the Play Store and search The Rush with Travis and Ross. You'll be able to find it right there. Just look for our logo. On the TuneIn app, just search The Rush Radio Show. And also, you'll just find our logo. It just plays right there on your Apple CarPlay, your Android Auto. Makes it very, very easy. YouTubers, welcome this morning. Good to have you here. Hit that subscribe button if you haven't subscribed to our channel. Like this video. Start leaving your comments. And, of course, you can follow us on social media on X, Facebook, and Instagram. 515-517-2303 is the number to call. Do you want to say congratulations to Jordan Ogden and Jeep Stud Mick Smeltzer, who won our NASCAR tickets. We were flustered on Friday. We forgot to announce who the winners were. We did it later on in the day on social media, but want to throw them a shout out. Hope you guys had fun at the race. I know Ross had fun at the race. So be listening. We'll have many more tickets to give away. Maybe even Cyhawk tickets, Ross. Maybe even Cyhawk tickets, which is good.
Oh, sorry. So the mic muted. Sorry.
So
you hear me now?
Yeah, I got you.
Okay.
Loud and clear. Loud and clear.
I never know anymore. Hey, I just read a funny one. Okay, I know you got stuff planned here, but real quick, I'm going to tell you this. Well, this is from SI.com. Longtime Cleveland Browns and NFL reporter Mary Kay Cabot tipped her cap to the first Browns coach she ever covered while accepting the Bill Nunn Memorial Award from the Pro Football Writers Association Friday night. Very prestigious award and very well deserved. She's been covering the Browns for a long time. She's been covering the Browns for so long that the very first Browns coach that she actually covered was now 73-year-old Bill Belichick.
Wow.
She had a hard time relating with Bill Belichick. She had a hard time communicating with Bill Belichick.
Doesn't
everybody? She kind of referenced it during her speech on Friday night. She was lucky enough to have legendary New England Patriots coach and now North Carolina Tar Heels coach Bill Belichick at the helm in her early days. And again, they didn't always see eye to eye. And her quote was, "Now I totally understand why Bill gave me such a hard time. I was 28 at the time, and he just couldn't relate to a woman that old."
Oh. Wow.
That's a great line. I understand why we didn't get along. I was 28 at the time, and he couldn't understand a woman that old.
Was Bill Belichick in the crowd?
No.
That's a good one. I like
That's
that.
a good line. That's a good line.
Good
All right. So anyway, that's the thing I saw during the break. I thought you'd enjoy.
See, Marv Levy was 100 years old over the weekend?
Dude. Got a text from the guy group, and it said, "Who knew he was still alive?" 100 years old.
Still looked pretty good for 100 years old.
See, I guess the photo I saw was like of him in a Bills starter jacket. You know what I mean? It was mid 90s Marv Levy.
Yeah, he started at what? Coe College or Luther College?
Oh, really? This is, if I knew that, it's news to me. It's new to me.
Yeah, he was the head coach at either like Coe or Luther. I'm trying to figure. I'm blanking on which one. I'm sure people will throw it in the chat, but
Coe. He was an assistant coach at Coe. Dude, think about this, man. I mean, first of all, born in 1925. He was born in the roaring 20s.
Yeah, the crash hadn't happened yet.
He saw the Depression. He coached at Coe College. He coached at William and Mary. His first head coaching job was at the St. Louis Country Day School in 1951.
The St. Louis Country Day School?
The St. Louis Country Day School. Yep.
Damn.
Still around.
I'm kind of with you. I forgot. If you would ask me, 4 days ago, hey, is Marv Levy still alive? I put it, probably not.
I think he died in like 2002.
Yeah.
His first head coach, or his first job in the NFL was the kickers coach for the Philadelphia Eagles in 1969.
What was his first NFL head coaching job?
His first NFL head coaching job was with the Kansas City Chiefs in 1978. They hired him away from the Montreal Alouettes.
Well, I did not.
What a
know he was
run!
the Chiefs. Had no idea.
And then for 1 year he was a coach. In 1984, he was the head coach of the Chicago Blitz.
That's the USFL, right?
It was the USFL team. And then from there to the Bills, and then that's where he made history.
By losing 4 Super Bowls.
I mean, come on. I guess that's fair. It's what he's known for. I mean,
Well, that whole Bills team is known for that. Not just Coach Martin Levy. Scott Norwood, Jim Kelly.
Scott Norwood specifically. Right? With Jim Kelly, you go, oh, Hall of Famer. Didn't win the big one. Thurman Thomas, you go, Hall of Famer. Didn't win the big one. Bruce Smith, Hall of Famer. Didn't win the big one. Scott Norwood, didn't win the big one.
Lost Super Bowls.
What was it? Wide right, right?
Yeah, I think so.
Wide right? Oh. I always felt bad for my friends that were Bills fans. Sipker is the one that most people know about. My buddy Rob Nowadsky. Rob used to weigh in a lot on our sound off shows.
515
diehard Bills fans. That's a tough life.
515-517-2303. Anthony, welcome to the Rush Radio Show, powered by Willis Automotive. What's going on, Anthony?
Yeah, this is Derek.
Oh, says Anthony.
Well, I don't know. I ain't no Anthony around here, just the legend himself. Hey, I got 2 things. I got a bash on my Cubs, and I got a problem with old Peterson here.
Fire away, buddy.
I'm going to straighten this lad out. All right, my Cubs, I think at the trade deadline, you should be able to trade your general manager and your owners. You got to spend to win. What are we doing? Taking up 4 scrubs? Ugh. I don't know.
All right, so let's start there before you light me up. Before you light me up, Derek, let's talk about those Cubs. So I agree. You needed a high end arm. Who do you think that would have been? Is there a specific name that you think, man, if we would have landed this guy, I would have been happy with what they did at the trade deadline? Because I agree with you, they didn't do enough. But I also don't know what enough would have looked like.
There was a handful of probably number 2 starters, maybe number 3 starters, but you got to go get one of them. Either Morton, Mackenzie Gore. I don't know. He wanted to hold on to them prospects. I've seen a lot of prospects fail, like Mark Pryor, Addison Russell, Almora Jr. We got Soraka. He's 3-8 with an ERA of 4.89. If your ERA is higher than my blood alcohol content at 10 o'clock at night, I don't want you on my team.
I like that.
That's
line.
good.
It's a good line.
It's a good
All
line.
right, why are you ripping up
Hey,
Ross?
Well, I got some intel from my boy Teddy Candy. He's a loyal listener to your show every night. And he said Ross is back on the tobacco.
Here he shares openly. He's vulnerable with everybody, and you're going to call him and ripe him up?
No, I know, but tobacco's the gateway drug. In 3 weeks, he'll be doing his show from a dumpster on the east side while he's banging black tar heroin. Pull yourself together, Peterson.
This is a real friend.
Hey,
this is a real friend. This is what accountability sounds like.
All right,
those
Derek.
fishing trips get me, Derek. Those fishing trips get me every time. And now, like yesterday, now I've built in. This is how addiction works. And seriously, this is how an addict's brain and a person with an addictive personality. This is what happens in your head. So I'm going on the fishing trip, and I got to drive 12 hours to get up there. Well, I want something to keep me alert and awake. I got my kid in the car. You know what? Little dab will do you, right? Just a little toot. Just a little toot. And you throw that dip in, you go, oh man, that worked. That wired me. That kept me alert for the ride. You know what? I'm on the fishing trip. I guess I'm driving the boat all day. Can't drink coffee all day. I get sleepy. I'll just take a can with me on the boat. Now here we are a month later. And yesterday I'm like, well, I mean, I'm driving to Newton.
Nice, so throw one in.
It's a 30-minute drive. I got to have something.
I'm
Thanks,
not here to
Derek.
judge.
That's a friend, and that's what accountability sounds like and looks like. And I'm going to try to be better for you.
Sure you are. Sure you are.
I mean, I really do. I want to be better. I want to not chew. I want to be that guy. About noon, I'll have lunch and I'll be like, something's missing.
Need a little pick.
Something's missing from my day.
Ross, you're a Vegas goer, right? You like Vegas?
Yeah. Yeah, I love going to Vegas.
Of course, the Big Ten Media Days were in Vegas this year. And, Vegas, everybody thinks that Vegas is this tourist hub and hotbed. A report has come out that Vegas is seeing a downcline in tourism. The visitors in the month of June, down 11.3%. Hotel activity down 6.5%. Airport on the year is down 4.1% of people coming in. And people are starting to say, listen, Vegas is getting too expensive for people to go to. And I don't go to Vegas. Vegas does not attract me, and for a number of reasons. I'm not a gambler. I could go to a sports book, but I'm just going to sit there and probably do nothing. I don't like parting with my money. I'm not a risk person like that. And then, when you go down there, I hear you talk about, the $20 margaritas or whatever and how much it costs. It's like, hell, I go out for dinner last night in Oxford, Mississippi. And it's $100 just for 3 people. And you're like, I can't imagine what Vegas would be like. And then you run into the other problems that Vegas has, money, but the hotels have been plagued by bed bug problems, right? And so people are like, we don't want to stay in a hotel.
I didn't even know this part of it.
Bed bugs.
Oh. And
I don't think of Vegas as a summer destination. It's hot as hell.
Oh, it's blazing hot in the summer. It feels like somebody's holding a hair dryer against you. It's uncomfortable to be outside. It's uncomfortable. Travis, let me, so because I'm not a gambler, and I think a lot of times when people see her, I like to go to Vegas with my friends, and I'm not a gambler, they can't understand there's a lot of stuff to do in Vegas. There's a lot of things to do. This is kind of a fun set because I've heard these stories. I've shared these with my friends. Some of my buddies that are in our Vegas group, one of them actually lives in Las Vegas. And so he kind of tampered it a little bit when we first shared this about a week ago. He said, yep, it's down, but people aren't freaking out here in Vegas the way that these articles are making it sound like they should be freaking out. Here's a fun stat that you can Google or use ChatGPT or AI for. What percentage of Vegas income is from gambling?
From
the
gambling?
Casino income. Because what percentage of casino revenue comes from gambling?
Okay, casino revenue comes from gambling? I would say 10%.
You're a lot closer than I was going to be, Travis. The answer is 25. 25% comes from gambling, and 75% of the revenue comes from conventions, shows, all the other food and entertainment and stuff
hotels,
like that.
I'm sure hotel rooms count into that, right? Too, right?
That's a part of that. That'd be a part of it too. The hotel rooms are a part of it. And so that's that. Yeah, it's 25, as Bus says.
25.
So there is some interesting stuff. Now, here's the other side of the coin. So that's one side, is you don't necessarily need the gambling in order to survive, but you do need the conventions. You got to have the people in order to survive. Take a guess, and I'm going to Google this again so I make sure I get the number right for you. What do you think MGM spends on rent on the Vegas Strip?
Hold on. Is that how many MGM properties are there? Are you just talking like the MGM Grand?
MGM has a lot of properties on the Vegas Strip.
Yeah.
They do. They've got several. Okay. It's north of $700 million for rent.
What does that work out to a month?
The Bellagio's 200. Oh, I'm even light on my numbers. The Bellagio's $260 million a year. This is for rent. The Mandalay Bay and MGM Grand are $310 million a year. Aria and Vidara are $219 million a year. So almost $800 million. Rent.
I guess who are they renting from? And hear me out. I always thought they just bought the land and they built the casino themselves. So who are you renting from?
Is it all just a shell game and the casino isn't really the landowner, but the people that own the casino are the landowners, but the casino isn't. Is that how?
It's a Ray Kroc deal. You're not in the casino business, Ray. You're in the real estate business, Ray.
$2 million a day in rent.
To pay that nut, you got to charge high prices.
You got to get a lot of people coming through the door. $2 million a day in rent.
Damn. Yeah, I'm just not a Vegas guy. Last time I was in Vegas was probably 15 years ago, and all I do when I go to Vegas is go to Hoover Dam. That's what I'm like. Can we go to the dam again? It's like the fourth time I've seen it. Indiana Fever won again yesterday. They beat Seattle 78-74. They've won 5 in a row, all 5 without Caitlin Clark. It's the longest winning streak the Fever have put together since 2015. Since 2015. They're now in 5th place in the WNBA standings. And taking this back to Caitlin Clark, Ross, this has got to be killing her, right? Just because you're a competitor, you're happy your team's winning, but you're like, man, they're winning without me. And you want to be a part of that. You want to be part of that success.
Yes. That part of it, yeah. I do think that the competitor part of her is uber excited that her team is winning. Is uber excited that she's surrounded by competent, competitive teammates, right? You got to be really excited that that's happening. I think you're right. There is that competitive part of you, that Michael Jordan, Kobe Bryant part of you that says, damn it, I need to be out there. And I do think she's also thinking, think of how good we're going to be when I get thrown in the mix here. And I hope that's true. This is definitely one of those addition by subtraction things that it's obvious that roster is a lot better. I mean, Caitlin Clark not being on the Fever last year, there's no way they're winning 5 in a row.
I would agree with you.
Caitlin Clark not being on the Fever this year, you've now built a roster that can do that addition by subtraction thing. Not that Caitlin's a ball hog, but now you do have 35 more possessions where the ball is going to be moved around and dispersed to other people, and you've got some other options, and the defense doesn't have one ball handler to worry about primarily. So I think that this is just one of those situations where indicative of the roster that they've built around her, right?
Stephanie White had commented on Caitlin Clark and the possible return. They don't talk about it very much. They've been pretty quiet on it. She's still kind of day-to-day. That's kind of how they list her. But she kind of tempered expectations the other day, I think, after their last win against Dallas, where she said, we're going to really make sure. A lot of people thought like August 12th, between the August 12th and August 17th, she might get back. She kind of tempered that a little bit and said, hey, even though she's been re-inspected, there's no new injuries, we want to make sure that she's 100% healthy before you bring her back. Smart play.
I believe that. But I also am going to keep reiterating this. They won't tell us if there is something wrong. If there is some sort of lingering issue, if there is a potential problem that could affect her career, they're not going to tell us. I really do believe that it would look like this. Hey, she'll be back in a week. That week thing we just told you. We're being cautious. We're being cautious. I hope that's true. And I think there are indications that it's true, Travis, and that she has come back. She has tried to play. And I think that if there was some sort of big issue, that they were worried about her knee blowing out or something like that, that they wouldn't even risk it like that. So we'll see. The right thing to do is to keep her on the bench and make sure that she's 100% healthy, and then she's there for a playoff run and you get to win a WNBA title. That's the right thing to do, right?
Which this team, I don't know if it could compete for a title, but I think it might be able to go deeper in the playoffs than people thought without Caitlin Clark. But with her, if everything starts clicking, this team they won the Commissioner's Cup, so they're built for a lot of things. They're at Los Angeles on Tuesday, I believe, and then they got one more game at Phoenix, which would be good for a tiebreaker situation. Before we take a break and bring in Brooks Reynolds to talk about the Iowa State Fair, did you see the Braves and the Reds played at Bristol Motor Speedway? Did you see that?
Yeah.
They got postponed because of rain on Saturday, had to move it to Sunday. There was 91,000 tickets sold. Do you like these gimmicky things? I mean, we've seen hockey go play in stadiums. They invested a lot of money. Even some of the players were like, I can't believe they invested this much money for one game.
That, I think, is the problem, is that you put all the eggs in the basket of one game, and then this happened. And, okay, let's go piece by piece here. Do I like the fact that they do these gimmicky things? You know what, Travis? Kinda. Sure. I like when they do, like when they played the NHL game when they play the NHL games outside. That's kind of cool. I like it when the Hawkeyes play at Wrigley Field and Yankee Stadium. That's kind of cool. I think that this stuff is neat that they go out of their way to do it. It's not my money they're spending. Like the thing of, I can't believe they spent that much money. It's not, you didn't write the check. Relax. 94,032 tickets sold, Tyler says. That's so as a baseball fan, do I like that? You gotta love that.
Did you hear what happened on Saturday during the rain delay? They ran out of food at the concession stands.
Oh, dude, it was, tracks aren't made for rain. The entire infrastructure is, if there's a storm, you gotta shut. If there's a long time storm, you gotta shut the race down and get everybody out of there. And so they're not built for. So, dude, did you see like even people under the bleachers were still getting rained on?
Yes,
because it's just not designed for that. 90,000 people standing there in ponchos under the bleachers getting rained on.
And I think I'd rather get rained on than like bleacher rain. You know how you stand underneath the bleachers and it's just it like makes it much worse.
Juice.
Yes. Before we take a break, a reminder to pump it up with Unleaded 88. It's grown by corn farmers right here in the state of Iowa. So pump it up with Unleaded 88. Go to iowacorn.org to learn more. When we come back, the one, the only, Brooks Reynolds joins us live from JR Southpork Ranch on the Iowa State Fairgrounds as we give a little preview for this year's Iowa State Fair, which starts this week. It is the Rush Radio Show powered by Willis Automotive. Oh, where'd it go? Hold on. Oh, here it is. Right here.
You got it?
I'm loving these wooden nickels, Brian.
Yeah, I suppose everyone is catching on.
Just spend $20 to get a wooden nickel.
It's 25.
Collect 10 and add up the savings on your next purchase.
Some of these are worth $5. That could be huge.
I know, right? That's why you have to spend $20.
It's 25.
Collect 10. It's like money back to you.
Spend 20, you get another wooden nickel.
It's 25.
Collect 10 and add up the savings. It's huge.
Central City Liquors, home of the 10% cash coupon.
And the wooden nickel program.
It's huge.
Hi, I'm Josh Romick, Service Manager at Willis Lexus, and I want to take a moment to share our smoking hot deals we got going on for the month of August. Right now we got a 20% discount on brake pads and rotors, and also a 50% discount on alignments with the purchase of 4 new tires. That's a $90 value. And don't forget to ask about our Lexus Tire Price Match Guarantee. Give us a call to schedule or visit us online at willislexus.com. Thank you for watching and stay cool.
after Hawkeye football games this fall, Travis and Ross are right where they belong, with you taking your calls and giving unfiltered feedback. Right after Hawkeye football games, it's the Black and Gold Rush on the rushradio.com, the TuneIn app, and on YouTube.
Missing a quality, home-cooked meal? You know, the kind Mom used to make? Lucky for you, we found her recipe book. Welcome to the High Life. Welcome to the Champagne of Bars.
Every business has priorities, and Priority One Heating and Cooling is no different. As a service provider, we prioritize quality air conditioners and furnaces that will keep your home at your comfort level year-round. As a small business, we prioritize doing things the right way and treating people fairly. As a truly local business, we prioritize our community. As a veteran-owned business, we prioritize duty and commitment. For big business service with local value, trust your home to the place where you are always Priority One.
Hey, it's Marion over at Land Rover of Des Moines. With all those summer miles and any last-minute road trips you have before school starts, come on down and get an alignment for $179.95 and $25 off an oil change. Give us a call or schedule online at LandRoverDesMoines.com.
Rush, strong opinions, weak filters, and just enough sense to stay on the air. It's the Rush Radio Show, powered by Willis Automotive.
Get ready to saddle up and eat at JR's Southpork Ranch. JR's is home of the original Iowa State Fair lobster roll. Taking it up a notch this year, Ross. Taking up a total notch.
Sorry, can you hear me there now?
Yep, I got you.
All right, yeah. They are taking it up a notch this year, man. Fresh lobster meat topped with 3 dollops of... Now, we're going to have to ask for the official pronunciation, because I believe Southpork told me it's creme fraiche.
Okay.
But cream fraiche, crowned with 3 heaping spoonfuls of caviar, topped with 24-karat edible gold, and served on a split-top bun, seared in decadent gold-dusted duck fat.
Yummy, 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 yummy. And, of course, we're going to be live at JR.
Fair.
We are going to be live at JR Southpork Ranch Friday from 6 to 8. Joining us now live from JR Southpork Ranch, our buddy. Move your camera over just a little. There you go.
There he is.
Brooks Reynolds. What's going on there?
Why is it not? Good morning.
See, it's an automatic. I thought it was a camera that automatically followed you.
Yeah. There you go. You look good.
Hi.
Hi. Hi.
How are things, man? Is this calm before the storm? Are you already in the middle of the storm?
Very calm. Very calm. It's a big storm, but we're ready for the storm. You're battening down the hatchets and getting all ready. I think we've got like 25 people here today, just cleaning, setting up, moving chairs, moving tables, making cheese sauce, cutting pickles. We're actually going to cold storage. We've got to get 3 pallets of, bacon, party balls, chicken pickle ranch rocket prep stuff. We 48-hour brine the chicken. We have to soak the wood skewers in water so that when we do grill them, they don't burn. There's so many moving parts to JR Southpork Ranch, and it takes a village. I mean, I have over 140 employees here during the 12 days which we were open for the Iowa State Fair. So, I mean, it's a lot, but not many people get this opportunity to become part of the Iowa State Fair and to have a standalone concession business here, and we don't take it for granted. And we like to bring the fun, the weird, the new, and
freaky deaky. The freaky deaky.
Yeah. I mean, you both know I like to travel, and I like to see and bring things that aren't usually here at the Iowa State Fair. When we brought lobster in 2021, people literally told me to my face, "You're crazy," and we sell a few. So,
how many pounds of lobster do you have on hand this year? How many pounds of lobster did you bring in?
I think our order was 3,600 pounds. Can I borrow some money? I'm a little broke right now. I'm a little cash poor.
You're going to be cash flowing in about 3 days. 4 days, you're going to be cash flowing. So
listen, we were just talking about what happened with Major League Baseball at the Bristol Speedway over the weekend. I'm not sure if you saw this. You probably haven't, because you've been buried in. Oh, did you? Okay, where they basically ran out of food. Concessions, they weren't prepared for the concessions. And there are some reports, even one of our listeners, dude from Iowa, saying Bristol is saying they usually have more concessions. Major League Baseball didn't want to pay for the additional employees, and so it turned into like a nightmare. These are the types of things that I know whenever an event has a nightmare like this, guys like you pay attention to this because these are the types of things that keep you up at night, right? What do you do to avoid? How do you prepare this? Like all of these moving parts. Are you? I mean, is this just? Are you just kind of look at this like a gamble? How do you decide on 3,600 pounds of lobster? I guess is the right question.
Well, this is our 5th fair, so we've obviously done 4 fairs, and we've kind of, guesstimated. Hey, think we're going to sell this amount, and we order 10 to 20% more, thinking again we'll have a little bump in sales. And it's 100% Maine lobster. People think it's imitation. It is not. We source it through getmainelobster.com, which is like the 3rd or 4th largest lobster distributor. I could show you what I built in the back. There's new bathrooms here at the south area of JR Southpork Ranch, just to where the old craft beer tent used to be. There's the new Bob and Deb Shivers Plaza, which is brand new, air conditioned bathrooms. So we used to actually park a Cisco reefer truck right just south of our patio, and we got that taken away. And where the old giant yellow slide used to be, we actually just built a dock. I think it's like a $50,000 loading dock that I'm going to use 12 days a year, but we needed it, not to have that ability to have a 48-foot reefer truck with, everything that we need that we get from Cisco. Thank you, Albert Kundakian, who's my Cisco rep, is great. We don't have to go off site. There's some vendors that they have to go up to either at the 4-H building, there's like 15 reefer trucks parked right in a row, or they go up to, there's like almost like a concessionaire's like parking lot that's kind of up on the hill near the maintenance building, where you can go get your either cold storage or dry storage. But we're fortunate, we have cold storage on site, but we don't have dry storage anymore. We lost our dry storage, so we have to restock cups every day. And you think about it, on like Friday and Saturday, I'll probably sell 15 to 20,000 drinks. And it's hard. So we're storing cups everywhere we can. I actually borrowed a trailer from BW Outdoors, Mike Bush, and we'll load that up as much as we can. And it is. It's a gamble. We don't know. The first year when we did this, we had $50,000 in beef ribs left over. The beef rib was delicious. It just we only sold 200-300 a day, which seems like a lot, but not really in fair concessionaire standards. We're trying to sell items like the chicken pickle ranch rocket. Or no, like let's say the party ball last year. The party ball last year, I sold 22,000 orders. That means we fried 66,000 party balls because you get 3 per order. Just the frying capacity in making. We only have 4 fryers, which seems like a lot, but it's not. And they're in the back in my kitchen back over here, where I serve them over there. And it's a dance. It's a hectic, congested dance, and but again, it's so fun to just dream and think of the weird and wonderful flavors and new things. And I love caviar. My father traveled a lot for his job, and for when he would go on this massive hunting trip in Hungary with one of his oldest clients, and would bring back caviar for Christmas, and we would eat caviar Christmas morning. And I have a very eclectic palate, and in 2021, I took Katie Harvey, the lovely chef Katie Harvey, who used to own Harvey's in Redfield and Panora. She's the senior recipe developer at Grey Dog Media here in town, and she's my food stylist. And I took her and Corey Hansen, and we were at the Grand Central Oyster Bar in New York City, and they had a caviar sandwich. It's just basic white bread, a crushed hard-boiled egg, and caviar, and a little creme fraiche. And it's delicious.
Creme fraiche. Thank you. Creme fraiche.
And we thought about bringing that item to the fair because, again, there's Campbell's corn dogs aplenty. There's the Boss Hog tenderloin. There's, Brad and Harry's cheese curds. There are things in the beef quarters, which is just next door to me. There's hamburgers and pork and all barbecue and all sorts of stuff. I have to bring stuff that's new and different. And, like Travis. What's that place we ate in Florence? That whole hog.
Well, it's just a little side show. I don't even know the name of it. It's just you walk down the street and it's literally 20 square feet of a guy, doing porchetta sandwiches. He just cuts it right off the hog. I mean, that's it.
Right. I mean, I would love that just because that's a whole, that's a whole animal butchery. I mean, you're using that nose to tail, and that was delicious. I mean, I left the Florence airport because I got stuck in Florence for 10 hours, went back to get 2 sandwiches, and then came back to the airport. I mean, that was the most probably expensive sandwich I think I've had just for the Uber drives, but it was worth it. It was delicious. And those are the things that we're trying to do here, is bring new and exciting flavors that aren't normal and that some people may never try. Or, the fair is a very diverse group, and, there are people that don't go, they may live in a town that doesn't have a seafood restaurant that is good seafood. And again, coming to the fair, that's what the fair should be, is different and new things. Like I'm going to Osaka here in September, and there's like a world food thingamadeal that I'm going, World Food Expo or something like that.
He's a mover and a shaker.
Yeah, sure. But yeah, and it's so fun. I mean, we sit in the fall, when we do our kind of recap, and we just toss around ideas, and we have a group text about just, new food flavors. And, so fortunate that my partners, the company Greek House Chefs, Karen Corey Hansen, or, Chef Corey Hansen and Chef Heath Sheely and Chef Frank Hines and Jason Slephorse and Sarah Tuttle, and, and Darcy Hines and all those folks, and Luke Seelman, we think of food and fair foods all the time. And we had an item we were tossing around. I'm not going to tell you because we think we're doing it next year, but it was just the execution to make an item sometimes is a little too much because there's so many different components. And when we put together the chicken pickle ranch rocket, we never tested it. We literally just thought of an item, came up with the flavor profile, what components were. We wanted an item that was grilled because, again, frying is very hard to do and just keeping up with capacity. And came up with that item and literally never tried it out and submitted it. And we made the top 11 fair food. So some items can just be a Hail Mary where you literally just throw something together and see if it sticks. And it's great. I mean, 48-hour brine chicken breast with, pickles and a ranch butter. I mean, who wouldn't like that?
Everybody would like it. Everybody.
Yeah.
Hey, what's cool is that you're known for your food. You're known for the party. You have I think 49 musical acts. Was that always part of the deal to become a music venue? Because you look at the free stage, you look up at the stage that's just I think east of you. I think you've become one of the major players in the music atmosphere at the Iowa State Fair.
I think we've evolved. We have changed and adapted to make to try to bring in more of a crowd. And I always knew I wanted live music. The great thing about here at the Iowa State Fair is the beer concessionaires, which I'm one of 10. We all get along, we all kind of talk, and I observe. I mean, I worked at Jalapeno Pete's in 2011 and 2012. My really good buddy Josh Crandall and I had a bacon on a stick stand on a corner between Jalapeno Pete's and the old Steer and Schneid. And, I observe. And when I go to events, I look and see what they're doing and how they have their ops and operations and lines and stuff like that. And then I, try to do what we can here to just, we don't want people to wait in line, and we want to have good food, high quality, fat. We want to do slow food fast. And, it's just, it is so neat just to you see the evolving evolution of JRs. And we used to have, like, I'm in our main first floor, lower level right here, where actually we have the main stage now. We used to have the main stage like tucked under a corner. It was fine. It was good, but it kind of just, the vibe didn't feel well. It kind of just felt contained. And so last year I basically says, this is what we're doing. And, when Owen played on that big stage last year, I mean, and we only did it, I think, 8 nights, and some nights we'd put him in the corner. And, this year it's that main stage is going to be set up the whole time. And yeah, we have 49 musical slots, probably 30-ish different bands. I could ask my new intern, who's my niece, Caroline. She's not very happy with me right now. She says I'm working her too hard. But again, we have, Owen Justice, The Sheet, Emmett Sheehan plays 3 times. We've got some nice young ladies from Southern Iowa, Casey Peasley and Emma Storm, who's Hopper, who's one of my bearded beer techs. He kind of looks like ZZ Top. He's from Southern Iowa, and he's like, hey, I got these great gals. Can you get them to play? And then, they're playing. Tyler Richard and the High Bank Boys. Those boys are
That's
great.
a party.
Oh, they're fun. I was on a bachelor party with them this weekend. I was Kale Latcham is getting married to the lovely Sammy Bertignoli, and I'm actually the ordained minister for that. And so they invited me to go on we went on a float on the English River, and that was fun. It was interesting. Spencer had a good time. Spencer, if everybody knows Spencer, I'm not going to say his last name. He had a real good time. So did Vinny and the boys. And Eddie. Eddie was Eddie. And I'm sorry, I forgot. Travis, congratulations on Sutton.
Oh, thank you,
Grandpa. I forgot to mention that at first. Congratulations on your first grandchild. Very happy for you. Do I get to lead the baby in its first line and like hold the baby up and like march him around?
Do that.
Marching around Oxford, Mississippi.
Yeah. Have you ever been to Oxford? You'd like Oxford. Oxford's your type of town.
I'd go to we should go down for a football game.
I think we can make that happen.
Yeah.
We'll expose Ross to the SEC. Even Abigail was telling me, she goes, Dad, I'm going to be honest with you. I've become an SEC snob. We just do it better down here.
Well, Greek House Chefs, my business partners, they have a ton of fraternities and sororities that they do at Old Miss. So I could go down there and work and like wash dishes for the week. So it's technically a work trip.
You're amazing. You're absolutely amazing. Is it like Osaka is going to be a work trip? That's what's great about this.
Well, it is. I'm a new board member of the Japan America Society of Iowa.
Sure you are.
Yeah.
The Japan Society of Iowa? Is that what it is?
Japan America Society of Iowa.
Okay. All right. So we're going to be...
Right. Yeah, Des Moines does have a great working relationship with Osaka. Is that our sister city, right?
No, our sister city is Kofu. The conference, the Japan U.S. Sister City Summit is in Osaka.
Okay.
You ever been to a burlesque show in Osaka?
No.
You know what? Not since Tuesday.
Oh, yeah.
You see that little wink he gave? He's just like, oh, yeah.
No, Trav didn't even see it. Nope. Anyway, you were going to say, Trav?
I'm going to say, if you need somebody to go along with you, Ross and I maybe.
Let's go.
All right. Be awesome. All right, we're going to be live at JR Southpork Ranch on Friday from 6 to 8. We've had a couple questions come in. Can people get in to watch the show? If they want to come to the fair, can they get in that early?
I don't know exactly. I don't think so.
Gates don't open for the public till 8:00.
Okay. Yeah, we have a lot of there's 10,000 people that are up at the campground, so we are open for campers, various vendors, staff. We serve we open at 7 just because again there's a lot of people who want to eat breakfast, and we've got a great breakfast burrito, lobster biscuits and gravy, which is new this year, regular biscuits and gravy.
If you don't remember, Travis, quick reminder so it doesn't scare you the way it did this East Sider. All of the cops at the fairgrounds eat breakfast at JR's. They will converge at JR's at one point to eat breakfast. As an East Sider, when you see 15 cops driving towards one building at the same time, it makes you get a little nervous. A little PTSD kicks in. Okay.
How late do you serve breakfast, Brooke? So if they open the gates at 8, how late do you serve breakfast?
We'll go to like 10:30. I think it just depends on how much we're serving and what's going on. Thursday, Friday, Saturday, Sunday are obviously very big, big days, big mornings. That Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday really aren't. So, but Monday's Veterans Day. We're actually hosting the Iowa Subvets. I think 40 Navy Sea, veterans are going to be coming in for the parade and event that they have here. But yeah, it just depends. I mean, we're flexible. If it's going great, we'll stay open later. But if it's kind of slow, we'll kind of, end it. And then some of the items we have, we basically toss, like let's say the biscuits and gravy or something. So, our staff are well fed here. I think some of our staff members actually gain weight during the fair.
Now, Ross, Eli went through orientation yesterday, right?
Not yesterday. Well, a couple last week.
Last week.
Last week went through orientation. Yep, got his schedule the other day. He's all excited.
He's a veteran now. I mean, he can. Is he 17?
He's only 15, so he's still under. He's still under the 16. I know he does. And Travis, he is working one of the days that Owen is playing. Eli will be working.
Oh wow! So Owen's playing twice at the fair. He's going to be there on Saturday from noon to 2, an acoustic show, and then the following Saturday is the full band show. So two different Owen Justice experiences.
I don't remember which one. We looked at Eli. He was all excited yesterday as we were in the car, and he was looking at his schedule and seeing if he was working when Owen was performing or any. So one of the times he was excited.
I will say this: after talking to Brooks, I stayed at his house. Everybody thought we got really freaky deaky on that night. I spent the night at your house. We didn't. It was pretty calm. We stayed outside and just talked like life. It was the most real conversation I've ever had with Brooks. But after, I think if I had the time to become a part-time employee over the fair and work at JR's, I think I'd do it. I mean,
if you're lucky, and again, like when Brooks goes through that list of people, and it sounds like he's just name dropping, dude. Jason and Luke, legitimately, if you know these guys, it's some of the coolest people you've ever been around.
They are not cool. They are not cool. He is not cool. Hopper is not cool. Look at Hopper right there. Say Hopper. There's Hopper right there.
I'm telling you. Look at these. I mean, like everybody involved. It's a birds of a feather type of thing. And when you're around Brooksy, you get it. And Brooke, I want to clear something up too, because one of our listeners is like, hey, I've looked at some of these prices. Holy cow, Brooks makes stuff for really rich people. There's super affordable stuff at JR's also. Yeah, Brooks provides experiences that nobody else at the fair provides. What's the chicken pickle ranch rocket going to cost, Brooks?
$9.
$9. You can't eat at McDonald's for $9.
You can't. Not even close.
Well, no, and again, like we're bringing items that are, yes, the caviar lobster roll is expensive. It's $100, but I was just in San Francisco at a caviar rodeo because I had to go. I didn't want to go. I had to go.
Of course you did.
Yeah.
And and again, lobster is not cheap. I mean, but we are making our item that we enter for the new fair food contest. We want it to be around or under $10. Party balls last year were $9. Chicken pickle ranch rocket $9. We've got the chicken sandwich with the schmear. We've got the bacon pickle mac and cheese, which I think is you can get two. There's two sizes. Our dino nuggets. We put dino nuggets on as just kind of a hey, let's put a kids item on there. We saw like 4,000 orders of dino nuggets during the fair. I mean, I actually probably eat dino nuggets the most because there's always a big pan in one of our hot boxes that's in the kitchen. And, but again, there are items that are high dollar, but again, it's just
something for everyone.
Our lobster roll should realistically be $40. It's $32. If you go get that same item in Portland, Maine, New York City, Boston, anywhere on the East Coast, it's anywhere from $35 to $40. We want it to be, yes, it's affordable lobster roll kind of sounds, whatever. But again, $32 for 5 ounces of lobster meat on a toasted garlic brioche, split top bun. And, maybe, if you do want, I mean, I had $5,000 of caviar overnighted to me that I just brought into JR's.
I saw it.
I mean, that's not cheap. And it's like, how much do I need to order? I mean, the amount that we ordered only is for, I think, 210 sandwiches, but I don't think we're going to sell. I mean, if we sold 100 the first weekend, that would be amazing. I don't think we're going to sell 100 of the $100 lobster rolls the first weekend, but if we need to get more, overnighting caviar is not that bad compared to overnighting 600 pounds of lobster, which we did last year. I mean, that's the hard part is last year we had such a increase in sales. We had to have emergency overnights the last 3 days of the fair just to get us through the fair. And, a couple years we'd sell lobster rolls at Manhattan Deli. The Carrie and Corey Hansen also own Manhattan Deli. Best, voted best deli by City View multiple
so
times.
good.
So delicious. And last year I think we had like enough for like 20 leftover lobster rolls, and we just said, it doesn't make sense to sell them in Manhattan. So I think and like our staff, they, again, as I said, they are very well fed. And, we basically had a lobster party on the last day, and then it's a lot of fun. It's hard to eat all that good food.
Yeah, exactly.
Hard work, buddy. We see it. You're putting in a lot of hard work.
All right, Brooksy, we're going to be there Friday. Do we need to bring the Starlink, or do you have really good Wi-Fi?
I would bring it.
I got
it. You never know. And then Ross, I'll get you I'll just meet you at the gate 8 that morning off the.
Okay.
And we'll just bring you right in and have you park in the back of house like we've done before. So
Okay.
Come hungry. We'll have some great food. Oh, I did meet the new donut guy, Miller's Donut. Oh, he's going to bring some donuts for us to sample. It's supposedly it's just like Peachy's. James Romer, the director of concessions, was like on like a food tour and like trying to find some new food vendors, and brought this guy in. He met him in Florida, but I think the guy's based in West Virginia. But I've got some special treats for you lined up.
Excellent. I'm looking forward to it. All right, buddy. We'll see you on Friday.
All right, guys. Thank you so much. Appreciate it.
See you, bud.
Yep.
Brooks Reynolds joining us live from JR's Southpork Ranch. I'm looking forward to it. I'm looking forward to it.
I love it. And Jason, listen, I don't think that was a rude question at all to say, man, this dude's selling $100 items at the Iowa State Fair. Who's that for? And the other thing is, he's also doing $9 chicken bacon or chicken pickle ranch rockets. So, I love that guy. Brooks is a fascinating dude. It's really fun, isn't it, Travis, to know him? I mean,
and the evolution from Bacon Fest to
he works really hard, and like when he says, I have an eclectic palate, just what wonderful stories to be able to talk to a guy who can say, hey, I grew up in I grew up in the same area code as you, and I had caviar for Christmas.
Confession. I've never had caviar in my life.
Neither have I, dude. Neither have I. Do you realize the first time that you and I ever have caviar or a sip of Dom Perignon might be within 200 yards of the sheep barn? Have you thought about that? Because I've thought about that.
I haven't.
The first time I'll ever try caviar or Dom Perignon, possibly, will be about 200 yards from the sheep barn at the Iowa State Fair. Hey, you got a visitor.
I do. I didn't know that. Hey, if you like the hat I'm wearing, I don't know if you can see the light, but check it out at the rushradio.com. Click on the merch tab. Get yourself a Rush Radio shirt. Get yourself a Rush Radio hat. All sorts of good stuff at the rushradio.com. Click on the merch tab to start wearing your hat or, your shirt. He's Ross Peterson. I'm Travis Justice. Thanks for tuning in today. We'll be back tomorrow at 6 a.m. Enjoy your Monday, everybody.
Body Armor. Real hydration with electrolytes. No artificial dyes and coconut water. Choose better. Body Armor.
With over 260 beers on tap, El Bait Shop isn't just another craft beer bar. It's the best. Beer lovers know. El Bait Shop, 200 Southwest 2nd, Des Moines.
There's a new spin on casual dining near Drake University. Lucky Horse Beer and Burgers. Craveable faves, flatbreads, delicious burgers, frozen cocktails, and a crazy cool vibe. Get to Lucky Horse Beer and Burgers today.
Are you thinking about buying a home this year? Start by getting pre-approved with Gary Presnall at Northwest Bank in Des Moines to see how much you can qualify for and what loan programs meet your needs. Gary can get you pre-approved in 30 minutes or less with a pre-approval letter to you. Gary offers first-time home buyers programs, VA loans along with FHA, IFA, and conventional loans. Call Gary at 515-975-6767 or find his profile at nw.bank. Member FDIC, Equal Housing Lender.
After Hawkeye football games this fall, Travis and Ross are right where they belong, with you taking your calls and giving unfiltered feedback. Right after Hawkeye football games, it's the Black and Gold Rush on the rushradio.com, the TuneIn app, and on YouTube.
Hi, I'm Sean McFarland, Service Manager here at Mini of Des Moines. It's August, and while most of Iowa has shifted their attention to corn dogs and butter cows, us here at Mini of Des Moines are still focused on making sure your Mini is running properly and well maintained. Please give us a call or schedule your appointment online at miniofdesmoines.com.
Bread is made from scratch, freshly baked with locally sourced ingredients and love. At Big Sky Bakery, we take great pride in our delicious products. We know you'll enjoy them almost as much as we enjoy baking.
Looking for the perfect golf escape? Experience links-style golf right here in Ames at Coldwater Golf Links. With rolling fairways, large greens, and unique routing, it's golf the way it's meant to be played. Whether you're a seasoned pro or just starting out, you'll love our course's welcoming atmosphere and friendly staff. Grab your clubs, book a tee time, and make every round unforgettable. Coldwater Golf Links, where great golf leads to great memories. Visit coldwatergolf.com to book your round today.
Back to the Rush. Strong opinions, weak filters, and just enough sense to stay on the air. It's the Rush Radio Show, powered by Willis Automotive.